Hi Trinity friends, I'm here today with my friend Phoebe and my friend Otter and my friend Carol and Cheetah and all our other friends. And we're here today, we're going to talk about a story of something that happened a long time ago, and it involves a man named Samuel, who you've heard about, and it involves a new king named Saul. So I'm going to tell that story. Are you ready? Okay. A long, long time ago, there was a man named Samuel. Samuel was a leader to the people. Samuel helped the people of God live in God's way. One day the people said to Samuel, "We are worried about what might happen to us. Give us a king like the people have in other countries."
"We want a king. Please tell us how. Find us a king. We want one now."
Samuel was not happy. Samuel prayed to God, and God said, "Listen to the people. They are not angry with you. The people don't want to listen to me, so now they don't want to listen to you. Listen to them and then warn them. Tell them how it will be if they have a king." Samuel looked at the people. Samuel told the people that he had listened to God. Samuel told the people there would be problems if they had a king. But the people did not want to listen.
"We want a king. Tell us how. Find us a king. We want one now."
"Here is how it will be," said Samuel. "The men will have to fight in the king's armies. The women will have to go and work for the king. The king will take many of the things that grow in your gardens. You will feel sad then. God doesn't think this is a very good idea." But the people said again, "We want to be like the people in other countries. We want a king who will look after us and tell us what to do."
"We want a king. Tell us how. Find us a king. We want one now."
Samuel told God everything the people said. God told Samuel to listen to the people and give them a king. So Samuel said to the people, "Come with me, we will choose a king." The people went with Samuel, and they chose a man called Saul to be their king. Everyone cheered. There was a big celebration for Saul, their new king.
"Yay! We have a king. You told us how. You found us a king. We have one now. Hooray for King Saul."
So that's an interesting story, isn't it? And there's something going on in that story that I bet you know a little something about. Something called whining. You know what I'm talking about, right? When you want something and you ask for it, and then your parent or your grandparent or your teacher or your caregiver says no, and you immediately start whining in hopes that they will give in and give it to you. Did that ever happen to you? The Bible tells us this story about the prophet and judge Samuel. Samuel was a great leader. When someone had a problem, they would come to Samuel, and Samuel would pray and listen to God and then offer a fair solution. But Samuel was getting old, and the people were worried about what would happen when he got too old to do what he was doing. So they got to thinking. They looked around. They said, "Other people have kings. We want a king too." And Samuel and God agreed that it wasn't a great idea because a king might not be fair or good or make good decisions. Still, God said, the people have to decide. And Samuel told them everything God said, and they didn't care. They still wanted a king. They whined and whined, and they got a king. and Samuel anointed Saul to be their king. Now, it's so interesting to read just that story and to hear people whining to God and whining to Samuel that they want something and not being able to hear no and continuing to ask and whine. And it makes us, think about times when we do that. Phoebe, did you ever whine and complain to get what you want? Or you, Otter? You both had the same answer. Phoebe says that sometimes she is enjoying playing in the water so much that when it's time to get out of the water, she doesn't want to get out of the water. She wants to just stay and swim and do twirls and all the things that she likes to do in the water. And it's time to get out of the water to go to sleep, or it's time to get out of the water to have a snack or dinner. And she just wants to play and play and play. And Otter said the same thing. Otter said when he was a little otter, all he wanted to do was play in the water. And his mama sometimes would say, there's a storm coming, you got to get out of the water, you got to come up here in the den and cuddle with us. And he didn't want to. He just wanted to play in the water.
Hey, Phoebe, that's why you look so shriveled up.
Well, anyway, sometimes when somebody says it's time, that's when we whine, because we don't want time to be over. We don't want it to be the end of playtime or the end of swim time or the end of whatever it is. We're just like, we just want to keep on doing this. But maybe it's time to do some homework. Or maybe it's time to go home and get ready for bed.
Or eat dinner.
Or eat dinner. Exactly. What about you, Cheetah? Did you ever whine?
Of course you did. Fess up. Yeah. Sometimes my mom calls me. I have to stay really close because cheetah babies are very susceptible to being killed by other wild animals. And so we have to stay close to Mom. And sometimes I really just want to go slinking out through the grass and play peekaboo with somebody or just walk up on somebody and grab them. But I can't. My mom won't let me go.
I hear that. I hear how hard it is sometimes to listen to even the best advice. Just like the people in the story. They were given good advice and they couldn't hear it. They just kept whining. And sometimes it's the same way. Somebody is telling us something for our own good and we just can't hear it. We just can't hear it. So I think those are great examples of times when we whine. And sometimes whining is about not knowing the difference between what we want and what we need. Just like I said, we want to play in the pool, but maybe there's a storm coming and there's going to be lightning and we have to get out. Or maybe we want to stay outside till after dark, but it's time for bed, And so another example too is, you might want a shiny new bicycle, but all you might need is for your old bicycle to get its tires fixed, right?
Or give it a bath.
Or clean it up, exactly. You might want to just do nothing at all. And you might need to do some helping, some homework, whatever it is.
Chores around the house.
Chores around the house. So, these are all instances in which what we want and what we need are different. And we have sung a song, and we've sung it several times. I bet you're getting to know this song now. And it's a song about that. It's a song asking God to help us know better what we want and what we need so that we don't whine for what we want when somebody's trying to help us know what we need. And so that would be shepherd me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. You want to sing that?
Sure.
Here we go.
Shepherd me, O God,
beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. Now, are you guys going to sing with us? Yeah? Are you ready? Here we go.
Try.
Shepherd me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. That's a great song. Thanks so much for singing it with us. Thanks for thinking with us today about whining and about knowing the difference between what we want and what we need. And we'll see you next time.
And we need you to join us.